Scott Conrad, and I'm going to show you the new Concrete 5 blog version 1.2.0, which hopefully allows you to throw away the standalone WordPress installation and bring all your blogging needs into Concrete 5 itself. As you can see here, we're underneath the blog page itself, which has a list of blog posts that are created in the dashboard. You can see that the blog post block itself now has image preview, so anything in the summary that you would like to have be there, admittedly up to a certain point based on how you add it when you add the blog post itself, it can be shown there as long as it's inside a content block. So in this case we have a stapler. If you scroll down we have the earth and a couple images I got off of my computer here. But what we have is a fully featured blog right here. It has the basics, it has a list of all blog posts, it has a blog archive, which we hit the RSS feed, we can subscribe to it, and you can see that there's a RSS feed of all our blog posts that have been created underneath the blog named blog. So while I know WordPress is great as a blogging platform, we kind of brought blog over to Concrete 5, and in Concrete 5's case with 1.2.0 you can actually have multiple blogs, which is really, really cool. If we'll head over to the dashboard, which will show off the majority of the app itself, which is underneath the left-hand side here, underneath the blog. And you'll see that we have add blog content, which allows you to create blog posts under based on who you're logged in as. I'm logged in as admin right now, so I have the ability to add a blog post underneath any one of these blogs, which are registered as being blogs. So we have a brand new blog, my blog, search, Gumby's blog, etc. And to add a blog post, it's as simple as saying this is a new blog post. And we'll add an image, I guess. We'll add that one again because I don't have a lot of images in my Concrete 5 install. And we'll add, say, a file. And we'll hit save. We'll actually put this one under events, even though this is not an event. We'll just drop that in right there. So one of the main things that was introduced with 1.2.0 that we had a lot of feedback on 1.1.6 was that people did not want to have all the year, month, and day pages created underneath their actual blog. Be it they wanted to have an auto nav drop down that had their most recent events, which would be maybe 10, and they move them or archive them after that. So we basically set it up in two ways. We have the main blog, which is blog, which you can see here underneath blog settings. This is the meat blog that is kept separate from the rest of the other blogs that exist in the site. And you can enable adding a post via draft, so you can create drafts and then post those live with it enabled by default, which basically means it'll pick that radio button by default. Or you can disable blog taxonomy, which will disable the creation of year, month, and day pages per each blog upon the addition of the blog page. It's not retroactive, but any blog post that's created after the setting has been made will honor the settings for that blog itself. So to show you what I mean, I'll go to my sitemap here, and I had two settings on my actual blog, which is aptly named blog. We had a blog which has 4 pages underneath it, which are, well, 4 root pages underneath it, which are the 2009, which is the year, 11, which is November. Then we had 5 posts here, which are on the 14th, the 17th, and the 18th. And this one is showing here for whatever reason because it's plussed out. But you can also see that there are 3 blog posts which do not exist underneath 2009. This is because I did a mix of having taxonomy enabled and disabled. So you can see it'll work both ways, where it'll either, again, create the year, month, and day page, or not, depending on the settings for the specific blog itself. You can also see we have all kinds of blogs here with the staff blogs. We have 3. We have Gumby's blog. He's a great worker. We have my blog, which I have no idea what this is, but lots of posts underneath my blog. Then we have Susie from Accounting has her own blog, which actually she had taxonomy enabled on hers because she tends to post a lot. So that was something that we needed her to be set up with. Now we'll go over to the actual administration side of it, and I'll show you how you can set up a blog, be it for a standalone blog, say it would be an events blog, or a fundraising, or a release, or fundraiser, or whatever you'd like to do with it. We'll just navigate over there right now. So we'll head over to blog, and we'll head up to blog administration. And you can see you're greeted here with aptly named the blog administration, and we have administration by user, which will show every user that is placed into the 3 groups, which I'll go over here in a minute, and which you can see Gumby's blog, home, guestbook, search, events. And we have blogs that are not assigned to an author. What that means is that we have a certain page in our Concrete 5 site that is not associated with a group member, blog contributor, administrator, or moderator, but we want to be able to post to these without, again, having someone assigned to it. So in this case, we have my blog, which is not assigned to me because I'm not a user here. And we also have a brand new blog, which we can either delete it if we really wanted to. That will basically just delete the association. It won't delete the page and all pages underneath that. And we can also add a new existing page as a new blog, which I guess if you really wanted to, you could say take events, and this is a new blog post. And we could actually click this, and I guess we will, and we'll add that as a new blog page. And even though this is a new blog post, which is already a blog post itself, it can then be converted over into a blog, which you can then post underneath. So you have all kinds of options to add to select where you want to add content. If CEO Jenkins has has a blog page of home, which is not a good idea, so I'm going to choose a new page for him because I don't like the way that works out, and I guess we're going to pick a brand new blog. So CEO Jenkins will get his brand new blog. We won't disable taxonomy. We'll hit save settings, and you can see that a brand new blog is no longer listed down here. But home is moved back because it doesn't have an author assigned to it. But CEO Jenkins can now post under a brand new blog. And if you want to actually change the group the blog's groups, you can do it underneath the Concrete 5 users and group settings, which when the blog app installs as a version 1.2.0, it will actually create these groups, which is blog administrator, blog contributor, and blog moderator, as you can see here. Blog administrator is basically you would put anyone in this group that you want to have, albeit administration abilities on your blog, which in this case is blog administrator and CEO Jenkins. The super admin user actually also has all the rights that a blog administrator does have, I believe, except for the actual posting to the blog page. But again, in hindsight, now that I think about it, I believe it is selected where if you're the admin, you can do anything in the blog without essentially being in the group. These groups are not inclusive, so if you have someone that's a blog administrator and you need something that's a blog contributor, you would basically want to place each person that you in the least open, or I guess the least permissive group, coming up the food chain from contributor to moderator, then finally to administrator. So you see I have blog moderator and blog contributor. I don't have any of those because there's no point in doing that. But blog moderator can go in and he can pick from blog drafts and post those live. So I guess I will sign in as that user here real quick. We'll go back to the dashboard and we'll go to blog, and then hopefully we have a draft here. Let's see. We have one draft that was added by admin, which is fine. So we'll click that. And being as a contributor, the admin, he has a blank thing which I'm going to have to take care of here, but he can either post a blog or nothing, which would probably bring up an error here at this point, or the guest book. So we're going to take this brand new draft and we'll post it to blog and hit save. And if, even though we're signing in as blog contributor, if we go to the page, it will say that it was added by admin and not as blog contributor. So the person that creates a draft can actually still maintain the rights, and to Concrete 5, it's still to Concrete 5 it was still posted as the person that originally created the draft. So I guess we'll sign back in as a user real quick, and I'll pause this.